Hi ladies, Lauren here. Welcome back to Mum and Me week 2. I really hope you enjoyed week 1's workout. If you have any feedback to give to me or just let me know how you got on, you can send me a quick text message back to the number that you've received the link on through today. So for today's workout, Sarah's going to bring you through the main phase with a number of exercises you can do with your baby or without your baby or while your baby's doing some tummy time. And then you're going to come back to me and we're going to do a little bit more core work, pelvic floor exercises just to straighten up that tummy. Don't forget, if you have any nice pictures of you and your baby doing a workout, you can send them to us on social media at Waterford Sports Partnership, or you can just tag at Waterford Sports Partnership and hashtag Mum and Me. We'd love to see your photos. Enjoy the workout, guys, and see you in a bit.
Hey ladies, so we're back for week 2. If we have a few new people, I am Sarah and I am one of the tutors on Mum and Me. So welcome back, or welcome for the first time, either one. So this week I'm going to take you through your warm-up and then into your main exercises again. So following on from last week, we spoke about diaphragmatic breathing and the importance of that. This week I'm just going to give you an alternative type of breathing, which is piston breathing. You're going to hear me go on about breathing a lot because while we're pregnant, a lot of our muscles are stretching and relaxing, and we just want to get that connection to our muscles back again, particularly our core, and we want to strengthen up that area once again. So breathing is essential to all movements we're going to do at the moment, and it should always be essential to our movement anyway to get better. For example, powerlifters are notorious for how they breathe and how well it is and how really well it is for their training. So piston breathing, the main thing is you're going to take a big forceful inhalation and then nice and slowly just leave that exhalation float away. So when you inhale, it's going to be a big burst. You should feel those spine muscles. So back here you want to feel a nice stretch, and you want to feel that core really expand as that breath comes in, and then just slowly leave it fall away, okay? So for example, it'll be like this. Nice, deep, aggressive inhale and slowly leave that fall away. I really want you to concentrate on, as that breath leaves, where it's leaving and exactly where you feel it. So you should feel that breath come through your whole body. So we're going to practice this for 3 minutes. So nice, deep inhalations in bursts. So going and so on. You're going to keep going for 3 minutes. You can do double breath, but we might leave that for later weeks because we have such a variety of different people at different levels. So 3 minutes, you're going to work away on that, and then we're going to go into our next part of our warm-up. But I really want you to take those 3 minutes to focus on your breathing, please. So once you have your 3 minutes of your breathing done, we're going to get into the next part of the warm-up. It's going to be 3 aspects to it. The first part is going to be wall slide squats. So you're going to be using the wall or whatever background you have. Then we're going to do some shoulder warm-ups because there's going to be some more shoulder exercises in this as well as legs. And then we're going to go through some 2-arm bent over rows. So I'm going to go through your wall slides with you first. So what you're going to do is going to have your feet about 6 inches out from that wall. You're going to have your bum and shoulder against the wall. Move those feet out until it feels comfortable. You're going to slide your bum down in line with your knees, or slightly below preferably. But remember, again, you're going to your capabilities and where it feels comfortable for you. So you must learn to connect with your body and know what's going on. We are going for 15 reps. And you're going to set a timer if possible, and we're going to repeat each of these for 4 minutes. So we're going to go for our 15 first. So feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. You're using your toes to grip the ground and you're driving your heels into the ground, and you're just going to slide down. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, slow and controlled. 4, shoulders on the wall. 5, push those knees out. 6, 7, 8, 9, should be feeling those legs now. 9, 11, 12, shoulders on the wall. 13, lower back on the wall at all times. 14 and 15. Come up, shake those legs out, and we're just going to loosen out the shoulders next. So what I'm going to have you do is stand with your left leg in front. You're going to be using your right arm. You're going to make 10 forward circles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switching to your right leg in front, using your opposite arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Going to bring your hands across the body, so you're going to crisscross. Each time one is going above and the other is going below. Try and alternate each one. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to roll those shoulders 10 back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, if you have 2 light weights or maybe 2 bottles of water, small bottles of water, grab those. If not, you can just use your arms, blank hands. Now you're going to get yourself into just bend over. You're going to bend at the hips, so just push the bum back and come forward. Going to bring your 2 arms forward and just going to roll your hands into you, squeezing your upper backs in between the shoulder blades. 2, elbows nice and close. 3, brushing the ribs each time. 4, concentrating that squeeze. 5, 6, 7, as if you're trying to pull your chest apart. 8, 9, and 10. So that's 1 round of that done. You should get maybe 2 to 3 rounds done in the 4 minutes. So 3 minutes of breathing, 4 minutes of the warm up, and then we're going to go into our exercises, okay? So try to stick on a little bit of time there if you can, and just keep going. Now you will notice on those shoulder rolls, one side will feel looser and one side will feel tighter. Mine is my left, so my right side will be more dominant. And also, if you're breastfeeding, you may notice that the side that you've last breastfed on will be a little bit looser as well. So everyone's going to be more dominant on one side, so don't overly worry about it, okay? So our next part is our main workout, and there's 3 rounds in it. So our first exercise is going to be front squats. You're going to do 15 of those. You're going to rest 1 minute. Then you're going to go into 2 arm bent over rows. You're going to rest 1 minute after doing 15 of those. Then you are going into forward lunge. If you wonder why I'm looking over here, it's I have my whiteboard, otherwise I'm not going to remember, which I'm sure a lot of you understand sleep deprivation does funny things to you. So you're going into your forward lunges, 10 on each leg. Then you're going to rest 1 minute, and then you're going into your push-ups. And I'm going to give you a variety of push-ups to do. You're going to rest 1 minute and repeat a further 2 times. So I'm going to show you the exercises first, and then I'm going to go through a round with you, and you're going to do the last 2 rounds by yourself before I pop you back over to Lauren, okay? So our first exercise, if you have your baby, great, we're going to use that. If not, you're going to grab yourself something heavy, maybe fill the kettle, use that. If you have a 2 litre bottle of water, That is the equivalent of 2 kgs, so you can use that. You can even use 2 bottles if you want. Don't forget our alterations from squats last week. So for example, we used the chair in some of it, so some people were squatting to a chair. If you're one of those, continue to do that this week until we get our progression. Remember, you're listening to your body, you're going to where you are capable, and never mind what I am doing, go to your capabilities, okay? So first exercise is front squats. We're going for 15. So on these, you're going to take your weight, your object, your baby, and you're going to be holding it to the front of you, just below your chin. Your feet are going to be shoulder width apart, toes pointed out the way. You're going to hold this position all the time, so your hands are underneath the weight. You're going to brace that core, so you're going to pull those ribs down and back towards the spine. Same with the belly button. You're going to sit back and down. So you're going to go 1, 2, and so on all the way to 15. So I'm going to give you a side view. So if I'm standing to the side, I'll be looking straight ahead at eye level, feet shoulder width apart, toes pointed out, back, and sit down. 1, 2, and so on, okay? I'm going to be doing 15 of those, rest in 1 minute. Then you're going into your next exercises, which is 2 arm bent over row. So again, if you have a bottle of water, we can use it for that. If not, you can use whatever you like, I don't mind. I'm going to use 2 cans of Nocco. So we're going to get ourselves into that bent over position. I'm going to show you 2 views again. Feet shoulder width apart, you're going to bend at the hips, lean forward into that tabletop position. You're going to roll those cans back towards you as if you're pulling them into your chest, squeezing the shoulder blades at the back, and nice and controlled. As so. 1. Elbows are really close to the ribs, brushing the ribs each time, squeezing the shoulder blades as if you're trying to pull that chest apart, okay? I'm going to be doing 15 reps of that. So again, from the side, going back, forward, and roll. Okay, so these are really good for strengthening back up that back muscles, and particularly when we're breastfeeding, because we're often just cooped over like this and there's a lot of strain on the back that we don't relieve. So these are really good for pulling those muscles back again and getting us to where we need to be. So you'll be doing 15 of those, rest in 1 minute, and then we are into our forward lunge. So it's a little bit more advanced than last week because we're adding movement into it. If you struggled with last week, you stick with last week's static lunge. If not, you can move forward to this forward lunge, and you can use a chair for stability on one side, okay? So the forward lunge, feet are shoulder width apart. You're going to keep your chest up, shoulders back. You're going to step forward slightly out to the side and knee to the ground. I'm just going to move the camera angle for 2 seconds. All right? So you can see me here now. My head is cut off, but feet shoulder width apart. You're going to step forward slightly out to the side and knee to the ground. 1. You're keeping those shoulders back and chest up at all times, slow and controlled and at your own pace. Going to do 10 on one side without a break, and then you're going to switch to the other side. You can rest between legs if needed, maybe 30 seconds, but you're going to do 10 reps on each side, okay? After our lunges, we are going into our push-ups, right? So I'm going to start on the hardest variation and then bring you up a little more to where it's scalable. So what I'm going to start with on our push-ups is a full, what we call a strict push-up. I wouldn't advise anybody who is just after having a baby to be doing push-ups strictly as we're speaking. You definitely need to build back up into movements like this, and you need to have control over your breathing before you go into it, because they place so much pressure on your internal organs and your abdomen, because you've got that extra breathing coming in and you've got the load because you're in this forward position is increased. But I'm going to show you and then I'm going to scale it back for everyone, okay? So this is our strict push-up. You're up on your toes, hands are just outside, shoulder width apart. You're going to come down, those elbows. So now that I have demonstrated our exercises, we're going to go through one round. I'm going to do one round which I'm going to count, and then you're going to do the further 2 rounds by yourself. If you find there's not enough challenge, you can upskill that to 3 rounds. At any point it's too challenging, you bring it back to where you're able and keep it there. Don't forget to use the variety of push-ups, the variety of front squats, and on that bent over row, if needed, you can place your chest on, for instance, a table or a bench and use that, and you're going to row towards you. You can use a chair, anything at all, a handle, anything you want for those lunges to keep your balance, because I know balance takes a while to come back after having a baby. Other than that, we're going to go straight into it. I'm going to give you the exercise. It's going to rest 1 minute between each round, and then we're going to go, okay? So our first one is our front squats, so grab whatever you want. If you're using your baby, don't be afraid to put them in front of you, hold them out to the front, but the thing here is we want the weight to be on the front of our body, okay? If you hold your baby away from you, it's going to make it a little more difficult. It's still a front squat, but it will be more difficult, okay? So I'm going to go from the side so you have a better view of what I'm doing. My head is cut off. 2 seconds. Here we go. So that ball starts under your chin. You're going to have your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to push your bum back, sit down. You can use the technique of blow before you go if you like. And if not, just do whatever feels comfortable, okay? So ball underneath the chin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, chest nice and tall, 13, keep that weight up, 14, and 15. We're going to rest 1 minute. Then we're into our 2-arm bent over rows, so you'll be using your bottles of water or whatever weight you have chosen for each hand, and then we're going to go again, okay? So take that 1 minute to concentrate on your breathing, slow everything down, relax, and just rest. So you are 30 seconds into your rest. We're going to be going again in 30 seconds. Slowing that breathing down. 15 2-arm bent over rows next. After that, you'll already be halfway through your first round and you have 2 more rounds to go, okay? So I chose 2 cans, 2 energy drinks, just in case you're wondering. I don't advise energy drinks, by the way. These are non-caffeine based ones as well. So we're going in 5 seconds. So our bent over row is in that tabletop position. You can use a bench or a chair to lean your chest on if you like. If not, you're just going to bend at the hips. Weights are in front of you. You're going to row, squeezing those shoulder blades at the back, pulling the chest apart. 2, elbows skimming the ribs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Rest 1 minute. Then we're into our forward lunges. It's going to be 10 on each leg. If you need to rest between legs, that is no problem. Rest for up to maybe 30 seconds to 1 minute. Then back into the opposite leg. After those, you're going to rest a minute again. So I'm just going to grab some props so I can show you how we can use them. So for instance, the kitchen chair is a great aid for many exercises. And surely about 30 seconds left in that. So for our lunges, You'll be holding this chair at the side as you step forward, using it to keep your balance, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're back in, so the leg closest to the chair goes to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, chest up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Again, you can use that blow and go, blow before you go. Then we're into the opposite leg, so I did right leg there and into my left leg there. Next, what I'm going to do is going to do it from this angle just so you can see that I'm keeping my chest up and shoulders back. 1, 2, slight diagonal step. 3, nice control. 4, 5, engage that tummy. 6, 7, 8, using that leg to drive up. 9, should feel the glutes. And 10. So that's 10 done there. We are going to rest 1 minute, then we are into our push-up variety, whichever ones you choose. I am going to go with hand release push-ups or push-ups off my knees. I am going to do 10. And then we are going to rest 1 minute. And we have 2 more rounds done. If you're feeling adventurous, go for 4 rounds in total, okay? So you'll have 3 left after this. Then you are over to Lauren. And Lauren is going to take you through some pelvic floor and core, I think, today. Also, if you have some feedback for us, we would love to hear it. You can shoot me an email with any concerns or questions you have also. It is skiley533@gmail.com, or you will find me on Instagram as just_Sarah_Kylie. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, or even if you want little extra bits to do at home, feel free to shoot me some questions. So, push-ups. Pick your variety, use your wall, whichever you like, raise that platform, blow before you go if possible, manage that abdominal pressure appropriately, and at no stage would there be any urinary incontinence. If so, stop. So hands outside, shoulder width apart, you're going to lower your chest, bring it to the ground and back up. I'm going to do hand release push-ups off my knees. Release and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? 10 done. Rest 1 minute. You're going to do 2 to 3 more rounds, and then you're going to pop over to Lauren and she's going to go through what you're doing. So take your time, go at your own pace, and do what is appropriate for you at all times. Okay? I will see you again next week. If you have any questions in the meantime, don't be afraid to shoot them to me. So 1 full round coming up now. We have 15 front squats. I'm going to go for 15. We're resting 1 minute now. Then we're into our bent over rows. So we're going for 15 bent over rows now. And 15. Rest 1 minute when you have 15 done. Then we're into our lunges of 10 on each side. So 1 minute rest, and then we're into our lunges. You're going to go 10 on one side and 10 on the opposite. You have 10 on each leg done. You're going to rest your 1 minute, and then you're going to your push-up of any variation. So 1 minute rest now. We're into our push-ups. Push-ups done. You're going to rest them on a minute. If you need 2 or 3 minutes, take 2 or 3 minutes, and we're going to go for another 2 to 3 rounds. Sorry, 1 to 2 rounds. So that would be 3 in total.
Okay, good job on that one, ladies. Our next exercises, we're going to do our feet slides, okay? So again, I just want you to take your time getting down onto the floor. Just going to lie flat on the floor. So what you want to do is nice and slowly slide your foot out and back in again. Okay, so sometimes it's easier to do this with no shoes on. That's why I've taken mine off. Okay, so nice and slow. So you want to concentrate on contracting that tummy muscle when you're moving that leg. So make sure you're not pushing out the way. So if you do feel yourself pushing out the way, just contract the core muscles again and continue. Perfect. So you don't want too much of an arch under your back here. So that means you're pushing out too much, okay? So just flatten your back, contract those core muscles, slide in and out. Perfect. Then you can switch legs. So we're going to aim for about 10 for each leg. So again, on that way back up, concentrate on contracting those tummy muscles. Again, so for the ladies that might be able for a tougher version, I'm just going to demonstrate one now. So the tougher version is lifting that foot off the ground and then back in like so. So you're lifting it off the ground all the way out, all the way up in the air, making a circle, and back in again. So lift off the ground, lift up, back in again. Perfect. So that's going to make it a little bit harder, because your tummy muscles have to work that little bit harder when your foot is off the ground, especially up in the air. Perfect. Good job, guys. So I want you to do about 10 of those each leg, depending on which ones you're doing, and be careful. Okay, good job on those ones, guys. I hope you've completed 10. Our next exercise today is the side plank. So again, like last week, if you're newly postpartum, just stick with the easiest version of it, okay? So I'm going to go through a number of versions. So the first one, and just take your time getting down onto the floor as well. So the first one, you're going to be up on your elbow. You can stack your feet on top of each other. I'm going to use this hand in front to support me as well, but you're wanting to concentrate on contracting the side of the obliques here and your core muscles, okay? So we're just going to push our hips up towards the sky slightly, and again I'm just going to help myself with this arm here. If you're feeling a little bit stronger and that your core can sustain it, you can lift your hand up. You can also stretch your arm up into the sky if you're feeling a little bit better, okay? So all you're going to want to do is hold that one for about 10 seconds. Again, if you're 12 months or so and you do feel your core is strong postpartum, you can increase that to 30 seconds. Okay, see how you get on. The harder version of that is, of course, extending the hips up off the floor and just like so, okay? So if we have anyone that does feel they're up for that one, you can try that one as well. Okay, so back to our first one again. So after you do your 10-second hold, what we're going to do is some reps. So all we're going to be doing is lifting up and back down again. Okay, so lifting up and back down again. Again, don't rely too much on the hand if you can. So you do want to concentrate and contract in the core muscles here, and especially the obliques on the side, okay? So we're going to do 4 of those for now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. Well done. Okay, then we're going to switch over and do the other side. So again, we're going to start with 10 seconds. I'm going to use my hand again. So we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. And again, take a little rest, a little breather, and then we're going to do our reps. So just lifting those hips up off the floor towards the sky and back down again. Okay, so aim to do from 4 to 6 of those as well, and do that maybe 2 or 3 rounds. Hi ladies, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed the workout with Sarah. So I just want you to relax a little bit now. So take a seat somewhere comfy, and we're going to do a little bit of pelvic floor exercise work, okay? So take a seat, take a few deep breaths. That's it, guys, good job. So just bring that heart rate down a little bit, okay? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our pelvic floor exercises, okay? So what I want you to do, again, like last week, we're going to concentrate on our pelvic floor squeezes. So this time I want you to concentrate from first squeezing the back passage as if you're trying to keep some wind in, and then I want you to bring it around to the front and squeeze as if you're trying to keep your wee in, okay? So what we're going to do is a 10-second hold. So we're going to aim for 10 seconds. If you're only getting to 5 seconds, that's fine. Everyone will be totally different. You may have a strong pelvic floor muscles, you may have weak pelvic floor muscles, okay? You may only be able to go to 5, but that's fine. So we're going to try that now. So concentrate on squeezing in your back passage as if you're trying to stop some wind, and then move it around to the front. We're trying to squeeze in as if you're trying to keep some wee in. So off we go. So I'm going to count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys, well done. And if you managed 10, brilliant. If you managed 5, brilliant. So what you want to be aiming to do is, for this little workout, is maybe do 10 10-second holds or 10 5-second holds. Whatever you can manage, that's totally fine. Following those, then you want to do 10 to 20 quick squeezes. So that's just contracting, releasing, okay? So I'm going to try 10 of those now, okay? So I'm going to go 1, release, 2, release, 3, release, 4, release, 5, release, 6, release, 7, release, 8, release, 9, release, and 10, and release. Good job, guys, well done. So if you can aim to do 10 10-second holds or whatever you're able for, and then do 10 to 20 of those release and contract, release and contract. And you will feel it tiring a little bit because it is a muscle, so you will feel yourself, the muscle tiring a little bit. So if it is, that's totally fine. Just you can bring the 10 seconds down to 5. Again, like I said last week, you can do these, you know, when you're sitting down watching telly, when you're making a cup of tea. Try and do them 2 times a day at least. 10 seconds.
When training,
okay,
please
guys?
adhere to the HSE's social distance guidelines. You can
Good
still
job
go
with
the
that one,
distance
ladies. We're
while you
on to
keep
our
your
last
distance.
exercise of the day.
As always,
okay?
please adhere to the HSE guidelines, and remember,
I'm
you
going
can
to
still
show
go the
you an
distance
easy
whilst you
version
keep your distance.
and a little bit of a harder version, okay? So start with the easy one, and if it feels like you're well able for it, you can progress on, okay? So all I want you to do is place your hands on your upper thighs here. We're going to slightly lift our head and our shoulders off the ground, and we're going to push against our legs here. So it's not a crunch, we're not trying to do crunches here. It's just about pushing against the legs, and you'll feel your tummy muscles and core muscles contract, okay? So you're barely lifting your shoulders off the floor. So literally just lift your head and push. So remember, we're using our hands, pushing against our legs. And it's just a slight lift, barely lifting your shoulders off the floor. Okay, so remember, just give a little push on the legs. Slight lift. We're going to aim for 8 of these ones, okay? So keep going. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job, guys. Okay, if that was too easy for you, we can progress on. If not, if you want to stay with those ones, you just keep going with those ones, okay? So for the little bit of a harder one, we're going to bring our legs up 90 degrees here, okay? So again, it's the same concept, but we're pushing our legs against our hands this time. So hands and legs are pushing against each other, okay? So slight lift and push. So your legs are pushing against your hands are pushing against your legs. Slight lift and push. So you will feel that little bit more of tension here on this one. Slight lift, push. Excellent. We're going to go for 8 again, ladies. Keep going. And push. Excellent, good job. So it's not a crunch at all, it's a variation of one. So you should feel your tummy muscles contracting, and make sure you're pushing against those legs and the legs are pushing back as well. 3, 2, 1. Good job, ladies. And like I said, you can do these exercises anytime in the week when you want. We will see you next week for week 3.